Part three. This is a really hard one to get through. My hurdles are hurtling at me. So again, just continuing on reading from the card we pulled. Understanding Lalita is basically understanding different perspectives of the fierce, of the warrior, the perspective that even though we must kill, even though we must die, how we live is everything. Finding the childlike perspective in all that we do so that we maintain a good disposition within those battles. Trusting your perspective, but also being willing to change your perspective and see where the dark was needed in order to secure or illuminate the light, where the dark had aided in subsiding the brightness that may have been too much. These kinds of things where we just try really hard to shift our focus from there only being good and bad, rather seeing from the whole scope of our eye. If we can gather different perspectives from each trajectory of our sight, then perhaps we can see where somebody else is coming from who creates conflict for us, or havoc, or that challenge, or even atrocity that may happen, that we figure out how to fight. I'm drawn to the battles currently going on in Hawaii, and that there's no justification for the trauma caused to the families by the murdering of their children. And this is a constant thing that indigenous people have to face, is the wiping out of generations. And industry being at the root of why the indigenous people are sought to be abolished. And so as indigenous people, we come with the perspective that even in these tragedies, even in these battles lost, we are still winning, because of all the eons we still survive. Of all the eons you still couldn't get to the Amazon, even though you tried to murder and kill and abolish every single tribe that came before it. So every single group of people that did not want to do it the way that this mainstream society does it, whether you're on this side of the hemisphere or on that side of the hemisphere, all of these leaders are just trying to gain control over the entire world, when those of us who are truly connected and still find our place as part of the universe, not of this planet, we are beings here protecting all that is existing, not just this physical plane. And so understanding the perspective of encompassing all of those tragedies that the Hawaiians, the Peruvians, all over the world, not just in the Western Hemisphere, but all over the world, indigenous people fight for their right to exist. And when we die in that fight, we count that as an honor, for we stand up for the generations 7 beyond us and 7 before us. And so we don't look to these tragedies, yes, we feel them in the here and now. My daughter, my son, my loss, my hopes, my dreams in this world destroyed for the sake of, Western medicine, or Western growth, or Western consumerism, Yet at the same time, we stand here as those who died in battle, standing up for the righteousness of the true beings to continue being here on this planet as we always have been, to live with this earth rather than atop it. So we see the perspective of our own demise as something of a win, in the sense that we never gave up our place, our position in this universe. And we hold true. And we stand with the trees and with the rivers and with the rocks and with the Hawaiians and with the Amazonian Indians and stuff. And we would rather protect them or die protecting them. We've got no use for your Western ideology. And so I just kind of want to use that as a tragedy or an attack on our wellness, mind, body, and soul. That I keep forgetting to position this like this so that I'm heard better. I hope that I am heard better this way. But yeah, the idea that we can be counted within a tragedy as those who stood for a greater win later on in life, you know? I don't even want to get into it, but, you know, what we face as human beings on this planet, turning into cyborgs, you know? Hey, I'm all for it, you know? If you want to live in space and be, you know, half machine, half man, and be programmed, and so that, you know, your existence is premeditated in all its work and desires and formulations, then so be it. By all means, you know, Borg away. At the same time, you know, as much as I'm ready for that, I'm also ready for living on the outskirts of that, living in the traditional world and creating an entirely different existence, you know? So y'all can live up there in space and be cyborgs and be part of the Borg collective. I don't mind. I'm not hating on that. I think there's something beautiful inside of that collective. At the same time, I stand with those protecting the Amazon. I stand with, you know, all of the indigenous people and the perspectives that we hold of our ancient ways with this earth as it's gifted to us. And so with that, you know, I conceive the notion that this act of war upon indigenous people to constantly attack their children is an act of war. And as a warrior, prayerful warrior, spiritual warrior, I take that call quite profoundly. So, you know, don't test me. With that, I'm going to go ahead and that's just a different perspective, you know, of tragedy. You know, we can talk about tsunamis and stuff like that, but those who know the area wherever tsunamis occurred, they also know when it's going to happen because they are traditional people. And so they go up to the mountains, and it's just the tourists that are left there to fall. And that's why their attacks on us have to become more precise. And so they directly attacked the children of the Hawaiian people. And while there's no good way to look at that, there's no good perspective to have about that. It is a call for those of us who want to protect the natural world and our ability to live in it. So the environment doesn't need us to protect it. The environment is all powerful and doesn't need us. We need it. So our selfishness in preserving it and our preserving our way of life, it's a selfish thing. But we don't mind being greedy in a way that preserves life for all on this planet. We take that battle quite serious, and we are willing to dance. And so, with that, What would it be like to dispense with worry and dwell within a continual infusion of gold and grace? This is the way of Lalita. Be open to experiencing the rest, pleasure, and beauty which can elevate your frequency and help you to discover new solutions to old issues. Lalita helps the mind break free from poverty, consciousness, and the belief in lack. Inner healing and transformation manifests through her playful energies. We become able to find delight and joy once more. Tripura translates to 3 cities and refers to the triple goddess as a virgin, Bala, as a fertile woman, Sundari, and as a crone, Bahar Ravi. In the reading, this oracle indicates a change so radical and profound that it is irreversible. The previous chapter in your life is truly closing and will not be reopened. This will be a reason for celebration, for the intervention of Lalita in our lives brings only delight, joy, happiness, and fulfillment. Whatever you need to release right now shall create the space for what is divinely destined for you to manifest through her grace. You have every reason to feel hopeful. If you have been struggling with poverty consciousness or have lost a sense of joy and gratitude for your life path, Lalita is a potent of heart healing and restoration of grace, light, and dignity in your heart. You shall awaken your true inner beauty. You shall enjoy the change of pace and the release of intensity. Open your heart and orient your mind to this golden era before you. Say the following prayer of invocation with the hands resting on the heart. Lalita Tripura Sundari, golden goddess of play, joyful, Jagabi, loving mother of the world and the benevolent queen of the universe, you are all giving, so generous and kind. I open my heart to you in wonder at your unwavering desire that I should simply be happy and free. Your generosity melts all resistance. In your presence, I am as humble as a sage and as happy as a delighted child. You are my divine mother. You love me so much. On every level, I welcome your golden presence into my being, into my life, and the world for the spiritual liberation of all beings. Jaima Lalita Devi. See, sense, intend, or feel that you are moving deep into the spacious inner temple of your heart. There, a swirling golden light is reaching towards you. This light swirls elegantly, playfully, delightingly, in multiple directions. You sense it is powerful, intelligent, kind, and healing. This swirling golden light expands so it fills your entire energy field, and then encapsulates the space around you. It captures all energetic streams of darkness, whisking them away from you, transforming them instantly into delight, happiness, and freedom. You are peaceful, protected, and blessed. You shine as a beautiful priestess, of her golden light. Your luminous heart radiates her golden swirl, intelligence in all directions and throughout all dimensions for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Allow yourself to connect with the joy of and delight of this. So there we have that. Okay. And I'm going to try my hardest to keep this in the visual as we continue our reading. No guarantees. Okay. And then our numbers, once again, from the deck on our health read. Money health is Ace. Body health is Joker. Soul health is something I'm going to have to figure out. And mind is 3. Do you remember what the number was that we picked for the soul? I have to go back and see. Let's see. Well, we'll know if it comes up, right? I didn't write it down. I didn't write it down. And I'm not going to be able to go and check it. So that's a bummer. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 collected on this wellness read with our changing perspectives of childlike nature, seeing the dark for the light that it brings, yields. All right. This is never going to be a good idea, is it? I always think they're going to stay. Okay, so we got magic, harmony, femme magic, if you will, and to eternity. Magic. Alright, so magic clubs, harmony hearts, diamonds, queen magic, hearts to eternity, hearts magic, diamonds positive, spades positive, king or sacred king, sacred money king, lucky jack, to eternity, money to eternity, and look at what came out, our Joker. So I think that's our, so far we've got mind, and we've got Joker. Okay, so right off the bat, if I wanted to just kind of say what this overall feel was,